Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I am your host, Captivating Christian, and along with myself and the dashing brother Nate, for you women out there on this lovely Valentine's Day, we are here to bring you what we always do, the news that you can definitely use, some news that we can all use to laugh at, politics, entertainment, and nothing but some YouTube buffoonery. But anyway, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Valentine's Day on today. Hey everybody, welcome Derek Hall. What's going on, sir? What's going on, Babs? How are you, Auntie Melissa? Nice to see you. What's up, brother Marcus? Oh, Marcus, Mr. Knees. And what's up, Rebel? How are you, sir? Nice to see you. Let me know when you're ready there, brother Nate, and we could get this party started on this V-Day. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on, sir?
Hey, not
Nice
a
to see
thing, man.
you.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you on this V
Doing
Day?
doing good. V or VD Day. Ah! Happy
Oh, I
Valentine's Day, everybody.
all right, VD Day. Yeah, that's crazy.
Don't
You
do
don't
nothing
want
I
it.
won't do. Just do more.
Don't want it. Don't want to be itching and sticking. That's not good.
Mm,
But anyway, hopefully everybody's having a great Valentine's Day and happy Valentine's Day to you all out
that's
there, even those of
just
you who do
remember,
not.
everyone, everybody. Just remember, you're all loved,
Yes,
everybody. You're
exactly.
all loved. So,
Because first love should be to yourself. So make
mm.
sure that
Ah,
Valentine's Day is every day because
yes,
you
I love
should
you very much. Yes,
not.
I love you. I don't love you because I can't do it with my left hand. No, but my right one.
How,
But anyway.
however you choose to love yourself, care about it.
That's right. Nothing like it.
Even if you gotta use a tweezer to find it. I mean, hey, do
Oh,
what you gotta
you
do.
went all the way there.
Huh?
You went all the way there.
I'm just saying,
Uh,
you gotta use what you got while you got it. All right.
everybody can't use coconut growth cream.
No, everybody can't use coconut oil, all right? So let's just get this party started. So first of all, let's give you guys I am for being here because of course we love that you're here. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you in the balcony here at Cap Hill, your waiter or waitress will come around with your drink of choice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So without further ado, let's get this party on a roll. And of course, before we get to the shenanigans and everything else, we have to, follow it in order. So we'll just do some breaking news as always. So let's get started. All right, all right, all right, all right. So let's get into this. Some news here, and then we can get into all the other stuff. As in the words of Kimmy would say, it's juicy, juicy. So a U.S. fighter jet has shot down some airborne object over Lake Huron on Sunday. Um, so I don't know. Like, I mean, we'll go into the details of the F-16 fighter jet that shot down another object over Lake Huron on Sunday afternoon from the direction of the president, says the Pentagon. The Pentagon press secretary told press briefing that it was, of course, an unidentified kind of object, and they weren't sure what kind of hazardous materials it had, so they waited till it was over some water, a body of water, before they shot it down. I don't know. At first, I was thinking like, yeah, this is getting to be a little crazy, but nothing to like really think about. But something in me is just like this has all been planned. Like to if once Trump announced, it's funny how once Trump announced that he was going to run again, all early as hell, then all of a sudden all these reports of these balloons and other spy objects flying over these spaces. So I don't know. It's real weird. Any thoughts on this?
Um,
Because
well,
I
go ahead, because you what?
go ahead. No, because I was like, I ain't gonna do too much
Mhm.
conspiracy theories on this because I already kind of
Oh
know it.
no, I think it's some of the MAGA people now, you know, copycat type of thing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
some of the stuff that's being sent them. I mean, anybody can do it,
Right.
and that the regions that they're coming from is Alaska,
Yeah.
okay, which
Yeah.
is they're that gung ho,
Right. Right.
those
Yeah.
preppers and all that kind of shit.
Hmm.
Some of that little stuff, but I think too that they're just starting to pay attention to a lot of the smaller stuff that they normally would just let go.
Ignore it. Yeah. No, I get
Mhm.
that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah.
of course,
So
the Chinese were doing what they were doing anyway. But now everybody's just piggybacking off of everything else. And
yeah.
who knows? Might be people come across the border, they took the wrong.
Right. Trying to come across the border in a hot air balloon. And shit. This is not the
Hey,
Wizard of Oz. You will get shot down. So
big time.
Sleepy Joe is not sleeping all the time. Sometimes he's wide awake to shoot
Oh
your
no,
ass.
he been taking his Centrum 7. That motherfucker all revved up. They propping his
His
ass up
Central
on the
Silvers. He been popping his silvers, putting
That's
them in
right.
his morning shape, making sure he's perky and
Yeah,
ready
I
to
mean,
go.
if you watch the presidential address, State of the Union address, he was
Oh
kind of
yeah,
perky. I
yeah.
mean, he played them. He played them. He played
Yeah,
them big time. And he got
he did indeed. Yeah, speaking about that, yeah, because the last time it was on, so I watched it immediately after we ended, and yeah, he did. He let them put their whole foot in their mouths, and they fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, faces and all. Even when they were making faces like, "No, we don't want to. That's outrageous. We don't want to cut." And you showed the clip to the congressman talking about something. That's the first thing he bought. I want to gut Social Security, and that's the first thing I want to do. And they call me radical in the Republican Party for wanting to do it. Yeah, because you looking at all them old ass people that are your constituents are on it. They're utilizing it.
they're on it.
But mhm,
Yes. Like I said, they're on it, and you have to pay out to the baby boomers, which is the largest population, and
right,
you don't want to pay that money. You want to
right.
cut that shit. You short these. Excuse me. You short these motherfuckers their money they done paid into a system for their whole lives.
Well, you know what I think it is, and I could be wrong, but I really think that they don't think, and those meaning those the other Cajuns, the ones in the box,
Mm.
those they don't believe that their Social Security will be denied.
Yeah, they
I'm
think
sure
it would
they
be
believe
selective.
that other people's Social Security will be denied, but not theirs. Well, the shocker will be that if the Republicans get their opportunity to do so, and then their Social Security get cut, then it'll be a big problem. Watch. I'm pretty much sure that when the Republicans who actually are like gun hoing it and thinking, oh yeah, it's a great plan, that are actually on Social Security and utilize it for their their daily lives and benefits, that they really don't think it'll affect them. That they just think that they'll be selective and go black, brown,
Yeah.
other check, we're good, that kind of thing. And they'll have a rude awakening.
You're
They
right.
really will.
When them checks are empty.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, we have breaking news.
What's that?
Tanari, hey baby cakes, happy Valentine's Day to you. Hey, how you doing,
No,
babe?
nice to see you. It is nice to definitely see you coming down from the sniper tower at
Mhm.
Cap Hill,
Yeah,
because
you
I know
never
you're
know.
watching.
We got shit everywhere.
Right, right. But yeah, so definitely something you want to uh, be on the lookout. Now, all right, so it is Black History Month, and of course, it wouldn't be me if I didn't talk a little Black history. So, now some of this Black history for this Black History Month moment, some of it will be funny, some of it will be different, some of it will be new Black history, like a little more modern, and some of it will be going back. This one, for this part of the segment, is a little go back. So, the family of Emmett Till, one of the cousins who's actually in charge of his estate and pushing out things about his memory, about the tragic murder, about the two saltines that murdered him, and the one who sits back in a quote unquote home trying to live out her last days with no repercussions or consequences for what she has done. They are seeking to still have Miss Bryant arrested for kidnapping, for the kidnapping of Emmett Till. So definitely want to check out that story. It is definitely very interesting. Of course, we all know Emmett Till, who started the spark in the civil rights movement. A 14-year-old kid who was murdered at the hands of two grown-ass white men and acquitted by other grown-ass white men in the deltas of the South for allegedly whistling at a white woman. A white woman who, word on the street is, yeah, she was young as hell and hot in the box.
Loose booty.
I would say so, but of course that's all alleged. But that's what the peoples was saying. That's what the peoples was saying. But either way, I definitely don't think none of that warranted the murder of a 14-year-old kid. But of course, when they don't see us as human, this is the type of things that you get. And even at her age, again, I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. If you can drag Bill Cosby's old ass into court, if you could drag, what's that white man name that he wasn't crippled and handicapped, but then all of a sudden he had to go to court.
Jeffrey. No, not Jeffrey. Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, so Harvey Weinstein was fine and normal and dandy. Then all of a sudden he had to go to court, and he's got a walker, he's got crutches, he can't walk, he in a wheelchair, all
diabetes ain't no game.
Right. So I mean, it's ridiculous. Again, if you can drag all these people, then you can drag her ass into court. Do you know, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, you know, in Germany, they still dragging a lot of them Nazi soldiers who tried to run away to different parts of the United States, different parts of Europe to kind of escape persecution for being a part of the Nazi movement. Even in their 90s, hundreds, deathbeds or hospital beds, wheelchairs, whatever, they're being dragged into court and held accountable for their actions. Why is this not being the same thing for this young man who was murdered? Why? You know, there's nothing. She started the whole thing. You know, granted, it's, again, being accountable for your actions. You started it, pay for what you started. And then maybe, you know, you might get a leave pass. God might come down and go, you know what? All right, I'll let you go. And just let her just die off peacefully. Now, she may still end up in hell, but he may just let her, you know, take that elevator down peacefully without, you know. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Any thoughts on Miss?
No, I think they're going to slow walk her down, and as soon as they put her in, she's going to drop. She's going to do a death drop, slap that floor real hard.
But I just mean, it's ridiculous. Like, I just don't know. Anybody else would have been in jail at this present time.
Yeah, they'd have picked them up. Hey, Tadari, I want to send out my condolences to you. She lost her mother in November. Yeah, I lost my mother in December, and I know what you're dealing with, girl.
All right.
I know what you're dealing with.
But definitely prayers to you and your loss, and everyone, because you know we all go through loss, and it comes in waves. So you know you kind of gotta ride the wave, and unfortunately we want them there, but we know that they are in a better place. So we hold on to that. But yeah, that's crazy. I still think that bitch should be in jail and in handcuffs. But that's enough. I can't stand her. In other news, the South Carolina House Republicans, and this is why I say voting matters. The South Carolina House Republicans has passed a bill allowing parents to sue public school districts for racist curriculum. And you're thinking, what? Oh, now you can sue for racist curriculum. But before, when we was teaching about the Ku Klux Klan and Birth of a Nation, well, their Birth of a Nation, because you had to read that too, and you had to know about that. That wasn't racist curriculum. I'm confused. I'm confused. But of course, the threat of teaching history or true history or true Black history to schools is a threat. Who is it a threat to, and why should it be a threat? If you're to say that America is a melting pot and we all make this country great, right? If that's your theory, then why would anybody else's history other than your own be a threat? I'll wait. But yeah, so again, this is where voting is just so important. And I had a nice discussion, but a heated discussion with some family members on Sunday during our Sunday dinner. And they were just like, I don't vote because it does nothing. And I'm just like, but you.
Oh, Lord, they said that at the table with you. They just.
Yeah. Why did everybody else at the table go? This is the day off. This is the day off. Don't do it.
Is that why you put that picture up on Instagram? Is that why you put that picture up on Instagram? You had that look on your face. It's like, oh, I got to light a motherfucker up.
Sure did. But it was still
first.
it was still informative. I mean, I got where he was coming from, but at the same time, that's what they want you to think, you know. And it's sad that they are able to kind of get to the minds of our young Black men that way, to where they really do believe that their vote does not count. Yet they're more concerned about if somebody's going to vote for Kanye. Why would that be a focus? Why would that be a focus? Like, get your head out of these clouds, out your ass, wherever it's at, get it out and look at what's around you. Like, these things are affecting you. These bodies on the ground are affecting you. Just because it's not your body now, don't mean it may not be your body in the future. And we're trying to draw attention to that so we can stop this from happening to every Black and brown and whatever man, woman, child that does not happen to be white. It's a problem. It really is. So anyway, getting back to this, South Carolina passing a bill because, of course, a lot of the houses, the state houses, are Republican because people don't show up to vote for midterms. They only show up to vote for these big presidential elections and then go, well, what has Biden done? What has Obama done? What is Clinton done? And it's like, understand that if you're in a state that is Republicanly run, there's not much that your state will do for you that they haven't picked through. It's like going through a bargain basement wholesale or going somewhere on Black Friday and you thinking, oh, you know, they had 100 TVs. They don't pick them TVs and they're going to you get the scraps. You get whatever's left. You get the TV with the busted remote. You get the TV that, you know, and you don't get the same quality that other people may get. So, you know, your vote matters. I just need y'all people to really like hone in on that. Your vote does matter. It affects your school.
It is a tool.
Mm-hmm.
It is a tool, and that's when I come across somebody and says that they don't vote, and it's like, but it's just a tool. It's just one small piece, of your whole kit. And I say, and you have to utilize whatever you're given to do so. Yeah,
and I'm going to really take account that people have died. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that I don't ever let that miss me, even if I don't feel like going out there to vote. And standing in a short line for a minute, and then somebody goes, "Hey, you want to come over here?" Sure, great, no problem, because I'll use it. But because I don't. It's like having VIP service. I don't wait in line for shit, and I love it. I really do. So I don't. I never let that miss me. That people have died to allow me the opportunity to cast my ballot, whether I wanted to or not, whether I felt like I don't really like voting for this person, but it's better than the other person. I still know that somebody's blood is on that.
And why are they trying so hard to keep you from doing it?
Right. And I would be so remiss if I did not do what I needed to do. So
yeah, did you see? Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, did you see T Daniel's remark?
No, you're not looking at the chat. I'm sorry. What
Okay.
you think?
Wrong screen. Roll back up. The archdiocese here in Chicago told her daughter, who's an AAH teacher, that she couldn't show them when they see us because it may trigger some students. They didn't worry about that shit back in our day.
But this is what I'm saying. All the things that could have triggered a lot of emotion, it was not even thought about. You know, like I remember watching Birth of the Nation, again, not the one with the Nat Turner story, the one that celebrated the Ku Klux Klan. I happened to really watch it and give in-depth analysis in middle school about what I'm watching, and I'm like, holy, like, really, are we really watching this? Are we really watching this? And I mean, certain parts, of course, they kind of fast forward, you know, because that was VHS, so it was like fast forward this part, but you got the gist of a lot of what was going on and the purpose of it. So I don't, you know, with this whole kind of walk back on certain things, because we don't want to make it look like we're monsters, but you are. And again, not saying that everyone, and this is the part that I don't understand, who's, you know, not innate enough to kind of get it, that of course we're not talking about everyone. Of course you're not saying, when you say there's a racist element in the room, nobody's saying everybody is. We know that is a given. But the people that are the ones we're focused on. People that are always somewhere in the power structure, because the people that are still allowed to be able to make sure this thing functions, and the people who are complacent are just as bad, because they don't fight against it either. They just sit back and go, well, sucks to be you. I mean, literally, this lady said on one, I forgot where I watched it, but she was talking about the curriculum and how it's reverse racism. And my thought was, well, you would have to know it's racism in the first place to know it's reversed, right? So clearly, with you knowing that it is racism on the other spectrum, when it's even teaching and glorifying your history, you know that that's racism, but you just don't want it for you. Oh, okay, got it. And that's what you just need to come out and say. Like, come out and say it. Like, I get it, what, you know, my ancestors did or whatever, and I'm cool with that. I just don't want to know about anybody else, and I don't want you to be empowered to go, you know what, let's be better and do better. But you do that in your own history with your own people. Most of them came over here as prisoners. They didn't come over here as glorious, glorious American patriots that they try to make them out to be. A lot of them came over here dirt poor and without nothing, and fugitive from the crown, and indentured servant situations, and just plain out criminals. The truth of the matter. I mean, as much as we try to make like, oh well, no, it didn't. Yeah, no, a lot of these mofos was in trouble, running from the law, bad boys, and you know, just got lucky. Pretty much just got lucky and made some money. And then once, of course, you made money here, you were able to kind of construct the political system here, because they did not believe that people were smart enough to vote. And they figured that if they controlled it, they'd be able to make sensible laws for the rest of the world. But anyway,
pretty much they want to keep all the children ignorant, black and white. They want to save the feelings of the white, and they want to keep our children ignorant of the fact of what went on in the past. Because, you know, it's a wake-up call when you're a kid and you find out that, you know, here I'm on TikTok and I'm doing this and social media and whatever, and say, oh my God, this actually happened. You know, and then to the extent, not the whitewash clean version, like everybody jumped on Carnival Cruise to come over here, all right? You know, that it wasn't like that, and the brutality, you know, they don't want our kids to know thy enemy, because some of them still have those same views.
Exactly. I mean, like the waters we travel across and fly across, their bodies and their bodies, chained bodies on those ocean floors of people that were dumped over because once one person was sick in the cargo or a few people, they didn't just let those one or two people and threw them overboard. They would throw overboard the whole entire chain of individuals, whether they were healthy or not. So it's just like the total lack of decency for human life is what we're dealing with. And the fact that that is something that people try to shy away from, like, oh, there's no educational value. How so, Mr. DeSatan? How is there no educational value to learning about the uh, attributes of Black Americans in this America? How so? Please do explain.
Yeah. But what I'm gonna need one of those Floridians down there when they speak to the news anchor, one of the Black parents to just come out and say, "Yeah, well, you know what? He could do all this shit in the school, but doesn't mean that they're not being taught at home. You know, we're gonna give you a reality check. Now, if
Right.
your kid wants to be ignorant and jump out here, use the N word or whatever it is they want to do, and they and they get the shit slapped out of them, you know." Then that's on you because you
Right.
haven't done your job as a parent to say you don't do this because it is
Right.
offensive. It is offensive.
Right. Right. Exactly. And
Yeah. Good
speaking
evening. Good evening, everybody coming into the chat.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry I'm not looking at the chat, but thank you for coming. Always a pleasure. Please make sure you hit that thumbs up button while you're in here. It would be greatly appreciated. But on the vein of that, I was trying to look for the story, but I can't find it. But I know real quick, a lot of parents in Florida have told Ron DeSatan, you know what, I'm not going to, you may be able to deny the education of my ancestors or my people to my child in this public place, but you're not going to be able to deny me the opportunity of telling my child my own history and enriching my own child or children with the history of their people. So a lot of parents have taken it upon themselves to teach their children about Black history, and not just on, not just during the month of February, Black History Month, but really prolonging uh, things for them to do so they can learn more about the history that they're not being taught. So again, when we talk about things starting at home, education always starts at home. Yes, you send your children to school to learn, but you teach them first. You are their first teachers. So there's no other way that I would even consider being taught about your history the best is from your own people. So definitely kudos to these young individuals. Please read the article. I thought I had the article here, but I don't see it. And probably when I flitter through all this, I'll probably see it. I know where it is. It's probably right here. No, where'd it go? I know it was by the whole preschool thing. Yes. Okay, I found it. So Florida, like I said, Florida parents frustrated with Ron DeSatan decided to take actions in their own hands and actually teach their children about Black history themselves. And the reason why I bring this up, to swing into this one, a preschool teacher wanted to teach the children about racism and put a child in blackface or brownface or face makeup. And of course, because they're children, their faces were blurred, so don't even get into it. But just so you have an idea of what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about here. Okay?
That's not Fenty.
No, that ain't Fenty. That ain't Fenty. That ain't Maybelline. That ain't whatever else. That ain't what's the other one? MAC. That ain't none of them.
Cover girl.
Yeah,
Cover girl,
I mean,
maybe L'Oreal.
It may be CoverGirl. It may be L'Oreal, because you know that sometimes people say
It's probably wet. Probably Wet and Wild.
Yeah.
It's cheap stuff. That 99-cent cheap stuff.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah. So a preschool teacher thought it was interesting to teach the children about Black History Month by putting one of the children in blackface. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's okay. But that's okay though, right? Because he's giving a lesson because he happens to be white and the kid is white and yeah. So he's giving a lesson about cultural diversity. How? How are you doing that when you're blatantly disrespectful to people of black people, brown people by painting someone? Like you can just really just have the lesson. Why do we need the? I don't. I
You don't
just
need,
don't get it.
you know, at this point they're doing that. That's done on purpose.
Blatant, right? That's what I'm saying. It's blatant racism at this point, and then you try to say, "Oh no, that's being racist." No, 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 no. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing at this point. You're doing it, and you already know you're protected from doing it because people will say, "Well, no, it's culture diversity. Is this?" No, that's fucking blackface. There's no other way to put it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Your thoughts on that, if you had any?
It was done on purpose. That's done on purpose because there's no way in the world, unless you're a deaf mute and blind, that you don't know what blackface is.
I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. And then you try to justify it. So the teacher is suspended, not fired. Okay. Uh, with pay or without pay, don't know quite yet. Uh, but again, I guess if enough people are outraged, then maybe they'll do something. But for the most part, they just didn't want to do too much of anything because they don't. Well, I'm just speaking for myself because you already know. The way it looks like they're not going to do too much of anything unless people start really making noise.
Well, it hasn't gotten up enough traction yet, you know, where people actually see it on the interwebs, and that seems everything has a delayed reaction, you know, because a lot of these
everyone's living on the internet shouldn't be a luxury.
One of these commercials,
everyone should have
a lot of these stories have been out for at least a month, especially the real horrific ones. So it's going to take it'll take a little bit of time once it starts picking up traction.
Yeah, but that's the sad part about how news works, especially with news.
Yeah.
To these calibers, it's like there's always a delay. There's always well,
that's because that's why they try to hide what school it is, the teacher. They try to hide everybody's identity, but of course, it always gets leaked out. And once that happens, it's pretty much game over. So.
Yeah. But it always gives them time and cover to kind of get their ducks in a row to do their next move. And that's the part that I really, really hate because nobody else is given that opportunity. It's instant, like they come at you just right away. There's no chance for you to get some time, gather your things, gather your expenses, put things away so you know they won't be able to go get them. And then, okay, turn yourself in, or we're coming to get you, or everything is done like so politely, so nice and gentile. And it's like nobody else gets that. I think everybody.
By the time we started hearing it here, they probably already moved her to another school. She'd
been moved.
Mm-hmm.
And then slid her ass around the country like they did. No, I'm not. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, in other news, let's see what we got here. Oh yes. So now listen, Linda. I know it's Valentine's Day, and I know you don't want to get your hump and bump on with whomever. But listen, Mississippi, I'm gonna need y'all to get it together. There's like so many cases of infants being born with syphilis that it's crazy. It's been like what they say, like a 900% jump in infant syphilis cases. Y'all need to get it together. That's crazy. That is really crazy.
Why did these southern states? They're just off the chain. Off the chain.
Bucking and bucking. Cut it out. Now y'all giving babies who ain't even coming out with syphilis.
With venereal diseases.
Venereal diseases, right?
No, what y'all need to do is
you're unclean.
You need to start producing medical records when y'all doing your OnlyFans. And just stop rolling raw.
That's it.
You're an adult. Take care of yourself.
Things have consequences, and you're leaving these burdens to babies.
He said them woods.
Stay out of the woods. God, crazy. I just could not.
I couldn't believe when I read it either.
Into the woods. I just could not. I still can't. But here we go, always talking about preserving life. And if you're speaking of preserving life, please check out when Roland Martin demolished this GOP Republican conservative kind of leaning woman with her argument on it. Please, it was the best thing ever. She had nothing to say. And all she said was, all you do is overtalk people, and you think talking louder is going to make you say, no, but if you was listening to what he was saying, he was actually saying facts that you cannot dispute. The same facts that how can you let a 900 increase in infants having syphilis be okay? And you talk about you like to preserve life, and you're all about preserving life. You don't care by any cost how that life comes in here. That's all you care about is preserving life, let alone you don't mind killing a mofo who's on death row as long as they're not, light, bright, and white, but you concerned about conserving life. You don't care anything about police officers killing unarmed Black and brown folks like nobody's business, but you care about preserving life. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But yeah, any thoughts, sir?
I mean, prenatal care.
At this point, they need to make a condom for the baby sack to be in. Okay,
that's just crazy.
I can't.
But then also, like I said, that's when they did away with Roe v. Wade, a lot of access that low income women had to certain things. This is just a chain reaction. So now you're going to have children being born with venereal diseases because nobody follows. A parent doesn't follow up.
Absolutely ridiculous. And speaking of children, you actually sent me this article today, and it was very interesting. Definitely something to check out. Missing children, and you think missing children, where'd they go? But this article actually talks about children missing out of the school system. With schooling, the schools get money for the bodies that they have in there. No offense, but the children in the school. And since COVID, and being that people were out of school, children were out of school for a year and some change, some places 2 years, and that whole shift kind of happened. A lot of students did not return back to normal school. Some students did thrive being at home and doing the internet thing. Others did not. However, a lot of children are not even being reported to have gone to like homeschooling or some kind of alternative school. They have just not returned at all. One story follows this young girl who was in Massachusetts during the time of COVID, was in school and doing well, and grades were really improving and all that. And then when school started back in class, she could not deal, so she just stopped going. They found her down in South Carolina, I believe, and she went through an alternative program and got her schooling that way. But yeah, and it talks about a lot of students. I mean, a lot. It's over a couple 100,000.
Oh yeah,
so definitely something to look into and read that article. The amount of students that are actually in parochial schools, students that are in like charter schools, and actual students that are in quote unquote public schools. It's a large number of students that are missing out of these schools. And do note that the absence of them being in school is less funding for the state. So they're, of course, really trying to figure out where these students are and how to get them back into school to get the money. Which is sad in of itself, but definitely check that out if you're a person or educator or just someone concerned about the education system and our children. This is important. Any thoughts on that while I'm
and then too, with a lot of the children, some did very well doing doing school remotely because they did like the classroom setting. So I think now we really have to look at making it a permanent thing, for those kids that can do well. Some they don't have to, they don't have to have, but a lot when they went back to school, a lot of them were forced back into the normal classroom, because they did away with, teachers that would teach them remotely. But for whatever other reasons, school, high school, all through school, it's just a lot of shit when you're a kid,
Yeah, it really is.
And then you have some, because I have a neighbor. This boy needs to be more to school. He needs to be 5150 or something. He's one of those ones that wear the young black guy with the trench coat in the summertime, okay, all the way to the floor. He's one of those, okay, locks himself up in the room. I thought the motherfucker went to Job Corps. He's been up in that room since the pandemic.
Oh hell no!
I hear him because he's playing the game. He never comes outside, but see his mother's. Okay, I'll just say it like that because she's slow too. Okay.
Oh, she's on the bus. She's on the bus.
Yeah, she's on the spectrum. Okay. And here this woman, she like in her late 40s. She just had a baby about a year ago. Okay, the shop should have been closed. Should be shut down.
Yeah,
but it is. You get a new man. You think you gonna hold him? No, he was gone after that baby came. He was gone. All I heard was a key being left on the table.
Okay,
he was gone. But he's one of those types that needed more help because of his situation. He just learns differently. And his mother did not help him. His mother has failed him altogether.
Yeah, and that's important too. If you don't have a strong advocacy in your parental corner, especially while you're going through, elementary and all that, where you can't really be an advocate for yourself in those stages, where your parents is an advocate for you, you definitely have to have a strong advocate, because if you don't,
when your mom and dad, they have issues also.
Yeah,
you have to have outside help.
Yeah,
someone that can at least explain to you in a manner that you understand, because they know what they're dealing with. Some of that shit's just genetic. It is just genetic.
Yeah, it is. It really is genetic, because I don't know, just poor thing. In other news, I just don't know what to say. The Pentagon rules okay, let's backtrack. So the Pentagon in 2016, they had a rule where all of their military tribunals will be public. So people would be able to see like what goes on in a court trial or different cases that have happened, that they would be public for people to see, because a lot of things that happen in the military and they go before their judicial board are private. You don't hear nothing about it. You don't know nothing about it. You know probably when the person gets court-martialed, but that's about it. So they had changed the rules to where they were making things more public, and now they reversed them. So I don't know what this. I mean, we know what this means as normal people, as regular people, that we won't be able to see a lot of things that go on in the military. But as far as military people, I don't know. That makes, with the levels of rape and things that have happened to people in the military, I just feel like those things will go unanswered, and people will start to feel like they don't have a voice. as they once did, as the military started to change with the times, and Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed, and all these things, and people started to feel a little more included. I just feel like this is just a huge step back, even in a system where they're still struggling with inclusion, diversity, and all those things. So I don't know. But any thoughts on that?
I think it will change once you start having people, your soldiers, who feel as though that they're not getting the help or that their matter has been swept under the rug when they start shooting back at them. I'll just put it like that. When they start shooting back at them, because you take one step forward, you're going to take several steps back.
Yeah.
And that one was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, even because military dirty too.
Yeah,
military like the church.
Military like the church,
like the beef sector.
It's like switching the game.
It's just all nasty, And there's a lot of dirt, and they cover up because that's the white boys club.
Yeah.
They will cover up all of that stuff, and when you have
so many rapes and murders, they have covered.
Yes, and
so
if you would never hear. And I thought they were making some strides.
Yeah, me too. I really did. I was like, okay, they're starting to. And a lot of the stuff we just touched the surface. It's just people that happen to be bold enough to kind of tell the stories is the reason why we know about some of these.
Yeah. Because when they come out, they'll just whatever consequences, whatever happens, what happens. But this is what happened to me, or this is what I've seen going on.
Right.
And I think the public should know. So what, you court martial me? Are you gonna put me in jail for telling the truth?
Right. Yeah. So a lot of these have been brutal situations that have gotten covered up. That unfortunately, it looks like the Pentagon will get their wish and go back to privatizing a lot of these crimes between military people. I don't know.
No, like I said, you have to worry about school shootings. You're going to have to worry about military-based shootings.
It's
coming to that because we're at a breaking point as a civilization here. We are at a breaking point.
Yeah, we're really on the brink. I mean, you look at the shooting at the University of Michigan last night, and people, of course, prayers to the family. But then you come to find out that, it's allegedly reported that it was a black man.
I know. See, that's the shit. It's like, oh shit, we're about to crumble. When you start seeing black people, now we thought the world was over with the DC sniper,
right?
But we done come up with some other news. We're starting to adopt a lot of their patterns.
Yeah, but the problem is, even with that, when you do that, then because you already know how they feel about us, right? So then it's like it's an even tighter leash on having a gun, and you happen to be black. Kind of like how the Black Panthers were looked at during that time. It's like they walked around free to carry because you could carry, right? But then it was like, they're too powerful to be walking around with actual guns. So we're going to now restrict gun laws and things of that nature where you can't get one. I can go get one at a damn fair with some cows and pigs and shit lying around. I can just pick one up with no questions asked. But if you try to go get one, there's this whole extensive background check. There's all this other kind of stuff. And I say all that to say, even with this, you always see how it's different, how they treat the white gunmen compared to when they treat the black gunmen or the person who happens to be of color. This one, did they say he shot himself? Or he was shot?
I think he shot himself.
But even in that, I'm starting not to believe that. I just think that they just be like, if you get a shot, do it. And we'll just say it's suicide. Because everybody else who comes out white always comes into, always, even if I'm going to commit to, I'm going to do it. I'm going to, do myself in. They always seem to make it to court. I'd say that. But anyway, at the same time, they said there was no connection with the man and the university. I don't know if that to be true, but something is really wrong. Something is really wrong that I think these Republicans really need to start looking into and paying more attention to, and stop just pandering to, oh, it's your Second Amendment right to bear arms. Okay. And like, move right along. These things are amendments that can be, adapted to actual time. We're talking about right and bear arms to when what? Most of this shit was forest anyway. So, I mean, you're talking about two different times now. Get it together. We are by capita the largest nation of gun owners in the world. Nobody has more guns than we have. And for what? For what? What are we protecting? I don't know. It's just crazy. But yeah, so I don't know. Any thoughts on that before I move along?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Let me know if I forgot anything, because I think I've almost got everything, because I wanted to save this one for last. All right. So here we go again with a goddamn Karen. So a Minnesota woman had called the police on a black AC tech while he was working. And she was, she put on the white tears. She put them on hard to ensure that the police would come and protect her. This is the young man here. So the police would come and protect her. So I really want you to take a listen. Go ahead.
I don't think she was white. I think she was Asian.
She might have been Asian. Asian. But even still, my whole point in
Karenness has no color.
No, right. Your Karenness really has no color. And then on top of that, what that'll do. You know what I'm saying? Like, the putting this on, what this will do, and you don't care anything about it because you just feel like you're part of the group. You've been inducted into this bullshit, so now you feel like you're a part of it too. Don't you know they coming for you too? They coming for your yellow ass too. They coming for your rice patty ass too. But just wait your turn. Wait your turn. But here, take a look at. I believe this is it. Olive. Not that one. That's the other one. Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. Where is the damn thing? Don't tell me it didn't load. You gotta be kidding me. No.
Aaron calls the cop.
Oh, it didn't load. Hold on. Oh, bullshiggity. One moment. That's what happens when you do it. Here we go. Got it. Damn. I think this is it. Yeah.
She is on the phone with 911 right now.
It's gotta load. All right. So while that's loading and getting ready to roll, so he was basically just doing his job, working on the AC unit, and she was calling the cops. And she did not just call the cops and say what she said. She put it on, just like the Central Park lady who was walking the dog, and then the black man told her, "You should have that dog on a leash." And then she, frantically acted like she was in fear for her life as she was choking the shit out of her dog. Kind of sort of the same thing, minus the pet brutality. But here we go.
She is on the phone with 911 right now.
I'm rude and he's just threatening me.
Look at her. She said I just threatened her. What threat? What threat did I make towards you?
I'm Elizabeth.
What threat did I make towards you, ma'am? Huh? This is crazy. I already knew what it was when I first got here, though.
He or she is 1 minute later trying to sound distressed so the police can come quicker.
What? What in the world is this, boy? I ain't gonna lie. I've never in my life had to deal with no bullshit like this. Never in my life.
I'd have taken the day off after I kicked her back in. I got to applaud him because, goddamn it, I'd have skipped over there like a fucking superhero and kicked her back right into that goddamn wall. Oh man, that shit.
That just sounds like one of them. I just hear I'll give you something to cry about because that's ridiculous. Somebody could have lost their life.
Come off our chest.
Yeah, that man could have lost his life if the cops hadn't just rolled up there, guns ablazing, just on the simple fact that she was crying hysterically as if somebody was raping her with an inch of her life. I think these people need to be prosecuted. I don't think no pussyfooting around with these folks. I believe that these people need to be prosecuted. I don't want to hear nothing about they didn't think about the consequences. I don't want to hear no kumbaya letters. I don't want to hear any of that. All I want to hear is clink, 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 douche. That's all I want to hear for people like that. All I want to hear again is clink, 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 douche. Like what Rob Rack hears. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear clink, 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 clink. Douche. That's all I want to hear. Cell number, inmate number 290 for that's all I want to hear.
Take the mustard out of her.
Kick the mustard, right? Kick all of the mustard. Kick the Dijon. Kick the brown spicy. Kick all of the mustard out of her ass. Because
that shit went through me. It goes through every time I watched it. I would almost shake. I would almost shake as much as she did. I'd have choked her ass to death.
Because it burns me up for the simple fact that even the company he works with will probably have him issue out an apology to where in which it would make.
No, you know what they would have? They will probably have like a moderator type thing where those two sit down and discuss.
But see, we're not
doing that. We're not doing that.
Nope, not doing that at all. Not doing that at all. If you don't cut up the contract and let her find her own, you'll find somebody else. And no, I'm not doing any of your future services. And no,
you be cold this winter. You better hope you ain't down in Texas.
You be cold as shit.
Yep.
But just absolutely crazy. It just burns me up. I can't because I just don't like that when you know that stuff like that will actually, in this day and age, can get people killed. There's a man working, which you probably called his ass into, somebody called him in there. And because you didn't want that particular person, because of course you didn't want a black person doing your work, instantly you want to call the cops on him to have the cops come and do what? And then if they came and shot him up and killed him, then you'd be sitting up here acting like, oh, I'm getting all these death threats. You deserve it. You deserve every bit of it. And I hope that people find that 820 whatever address that was he was standing in front of, and they harass you.
Oh, they looking.
Every day. So you can really cry them fake white Asian tears that you was putting on, and you can really be calling the police scared for your safety because it's real out here. It is real out here. And the legislations need to start putting on the books that these people need to be getting arrested. Take a hint from San Francisco and start charging these Karens and Kens with these fake calls about their safety so they can sit and think about it for a bit. Let them mull in their mustard so they can hear the clink, 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 boom, clink, 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 boom. Inmate number 59200, and put them in general population. Don't even put them in no goddamn single cell so they can sit there and walk around and then get to go outside for 30 minutes in a day. Nope. Put them in the general population so everybody get to know what they did and they can really sit around their brethren and sister.
Mm-hmm. Look, people, racist people. If you don't want a certain group in your house, let me tell you what to do. When they come to your house, you say, I'm sorry, something came up and I need to reschedule. After they see you come out, I need to reschedule, and just do it that way. And when you reschedule, ask for maybe ask for a white person or another person. I've done that. I've had
Lowe's on that. The lady called for Lowe's, and the black guy showed up. The lady called it Lowe's. The black guy showed up, and she said, "No, I don't want you. I don't want. I didn't ask for a black person. I wanted a white person." He went back.
Oh yeah, and they sent the other guy out.
And Lowe's never even said anything.
And that shit, it was snowing out there. She
but that's what got exposed. Then they go sit there and turn around talking about they discontinued her account with them and all. That's bullshit. Oh gosh. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Because I've done that. I've had a tech come to my house to work on my furnace, and this motherfucker complained from the time that bitch waddled his ass up them steps. So when he came back next year, and I saw him, and I was like, "Oh man, look, I'm sorry, man. Something came up, whatever. We gonna reschedule." He's like, "All right, cool, man." But when I got back on that goddamn computer and I called up Carol Fuel and I typed down, "Please do not send this tech." The experience that I had with him last year was enough for me to know that this person, and I put down his code number because they usually use the code numbers instead of their name.
Right.
Please do not send him to my property ever.
Right.
And this is why. So you could just do that shit. I don't play that shit because you ain't gonna have me tiptoeing around my house.
Yeah. That is crazy.
But you can do that. If you don't want somebody in your house, you feel uncomfortable, just reschedule. Right. You ain't got to go through all this. Right. It ain't necessary.
Yeah.
It is not necessary.
Definitely not calling.
But your ass will be chilled until they send somebody else out there.
It will be chilled till they send somebody.
And you have no one to blame but yourself. Now, if it took a week for them to send somebody else out there before,
wrap it up, bitch. You better wrap up. You better, because it's gonna be cold.
It's gonna be cold. I hope them noodles keep.
Yeah. I hope them noodles keep you nice and warm. Hope you're eating a lot of pho. Because the problem is this: when this thing really becomes viral, and the other companies, say the other AC companies, they may not want to take you on either because they don't want to even have nothing to do with what you just did right now because you're making it bad for business for everyone.
Nothing but a problem. You're going to be that problem customer.
Yeah, so that's absolutely ridiculous. But I think we are done here for this moment, and I do have some other little tidbits here. Real quick, this one's it's cute. You actually sent this to me. I thought it was awesome and interesting to know that the when you think of a lot of scandals and things like bankruptcies and rapes and domestic disputes and whatever, and all those things that you kind of think of with an entertainer or sports kind of lifestyle. I thought this was really interesting when they tried to do the comparison of the NBA and the NFL. Take a listen.
Dad, guess which is it? Is it NBA or NFL? 36 have been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly been bankrupted at least 2 businesses. 3 have done time for assault. 71, I repeat, 71 cannot get a credit card due to their bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 currently are defendants in lawsuits, and 84 have been arrested for drunk driving in the last year. How many of you think NBA? How many of you think NFL? Well, the answer is neither. It's the 435 members of the United States Congress. Dad, guess which is it? Is it NBA or NFL?
Yeah.
Well, that's why we can't get shit done.
That's why you can't get shit done. You got Matt Gaetz over there bringing in young girls underage, trying to act like they over the age of 18, but they're not. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene in there acting a whole plum fool. She in the back dressed like Mary J. Blige, no more drama, yelling, talking, calling Biden a liar. All types of shit. You got Kamala Harris' husband and First Lady Jill Biden kissing on the lips. A whole bunch of craziness going on. But you know, I don't know. Just absolutely crazy. But know that they are in the shits too. And most of that they was talking about George Santos. So I mean, really, you know, it's ridiculous. It is really ridiculous. But you get what you vote for, or don't vote. Yeah, or don't vote. What can I say? But anyway, as we go on, of course, these are Black History moments. Now, this Black History moment is a little nugget. So, you know, it's always great to honor our Black History heroes who just put foot to pedal and kept it pushing, even in diverse and objective moments where they just put the pedal to the metal and just kept it going. But take a look.
This motherfucker jumps on my car. He gets right in front of my car. Get off! Move! What are you doing? Get off my car! He's still on my car. Get the fuck off my car. Good.
I'd have rolled his ass. I'd have sped up and rolled his ass down the block.
Oh my God. I don't know what you were thinking to do that, but I mean, like, you've got to be the dumbest thing since the
Was that a mega head? Mega forever?
I think so. I think a mega forever. Or for as long as it lasts, a mega Colt 45. Yeah, just really, just absolutely crazy. I mean, the level of stupidity for these people, I just can't call it. But, you know, in that great Black History Honors moment of putting the pedal to the metal, I salute you, dear brother, because, yeah, that was a tough one. That was a lot of, that was tough. That was tough. But, you know, he could have taken it another route, because this Black History moment here, you know, sometimes you wish you was in that moment where you could have slapped the hell out of somebody. So take a look at this one.
Right hand 2. Right hand on 2. Measure and then go. That's measure.
It's a chance.
1. He's out. Holy. He's out. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Easy one. Yeah. That's mad. Let's move back a little bit.
I just want you to see the slow-mo.
Mike won the coin toss. He obviously believed in his chin and that he could take the slap, because if Emmanuel goes first, Mike gets the last slap. Well, wrong strategy. Emmanuel comes out and knocks him out with the first slap. He hits the floor, he's out cold. Let that be a lesson.
Let that be a lesson to you. If you win the coin toss, you should probably take the first slap.
Sit up. Sit up. Just sit right here for now. Sit right here for now.
That goes with that signing a check that your ass can't cash. If there was ever a moment of clarity.
Most of us, the majority of us had Black mothers. We know that slap.
Yeah.
It's like a thief in the night, snatching souls.
Right. Definitely. You don't know where it's coming. It's just like
from.
It is a health slap. It is
you know.
It is. And you be looking like, what's that for? Oh, that's that time you got smart and you didn't think I forgot about it. Just coming out.
Especially those sneaky ones. That they don't cash right away.
No.
But that gives me that satisfies my soul. So I love that shit. I just can't believe they do this shit. I love that shit.
So face and shifted. But
wow.
It's more of it's a safety way. Also, we have another good Black History nugget of Tim. Tim is actually our Black History Honoree member of the day for this Tuesday, the 14th of January. Look at February. Excuse me. Look at me talking January. But look at the love that he's shown his fellow customer. Take a look at this.
My money, all of it.
You can wait in line like a normal fucking customer and do it.
And where you sitting customer now?
Ain't no fucking returns. 401, man. Ain't no returns.
The fuck they ain't.
Take your money and go.
The fuck they ain't.
The fuck they ain't nothing. That's your policy. Nigga ain't no fucking return.
You gonna give me my money back,
Ain't no
customer.
fucking return.
You gonna give me my money back, customer.
Ain't no fucking return. That means you can go get the same amount of shit worth.
After he just sit and cuss me in the store?
The fuck they got to do with anything? What they got to do with anything?
Because you're a rude motherfucker, right?
You're a rude motherfucker. What you mean you a broke bitch coming in and trying to sleep in the
That's
door?
when I'm a broke bitch, motherfucker.
Because you got $40 worth of shit in the basket.
It don't make a fuck what I got, homie. It ain't none of your business. No bitch, my ass. I tried to bring my own man in here with $1,000 if I can go get him.
Go get him there, nigga. Why the fuck he ain't send you in here with
It don't worry about it. It ain't none of your business,
Why
bud.
he ain't send you in here with enough
It
to
ain't
get
none
this
of
in
your
the
fucking business. Don't cuss me again.
What the fuck is you talking
He will
to?
give me my money back. He's cussed me in the store. And that's all he's done is cuss me.
That's all I did? That's all I did?
You
Or
gonna
did
give me
I
my money?
ask you if you was gonna hand over the $10 worth of shit you had over here?
$10.
You had two $5 lights, right? That's $10 worth of shit you had right here. Now you gave me $8 worth of shit in a fucking basket that you said I'm not
Don't
gonna
cuss me
get. So you
again.
walked around this corner like this. Bro, get your fucking hand out my face, bro. Get your crackhead ass on the body.
He's getting fired in the morning. He's getting fired. I bet you do. I bet you do. How much you bet? How much you bet?
Fucking head. Bitch, catch me and walk home there, pussy. I walk home every day. I be here every day, bitch. I be here every day, bitch.
Well, when you walk outside, get your
Every day, bitch. Okay, cool.
Cool.
You still
Cool.
I thought he had a grand.
Cool.
He ain't got a
It don't
grand. He
make
got
a
on
fuck.
Walmart boots. Shut the fuck up, bro. He got on Walmart. Them is not Tim's. Them ain't Tim's, nigga. Take away that shit.
Ain't goddamn.
Them Tim's, bro. Them is not Tim's, nigga. Fuck out of here. Them is not Tim's, bro. You broke the shit.
I need. What's your head manager's name?
Yeah.
I am.
Never argue with a woman with cow tights on.
Or a man with Walmart boots. Okay.
Timothy's. Yes, Timothy's on.
So shout out to Timothy for the Black History Spotlight of the week. Definitely kudos to you for not taking it. Now, I don't know if you still got a job with the Dollar General, but I'm pushing for you, brother. And hopefully you're still employed with your beautiful customer service, because I guess everybody was the N-word to him. He didn't matter. And yeah, so it is what it is. But moving right along to this Valentine's Day, I know a lot of you have some time to, want to express your love for your loved one in a certain kind of way. And you could do it one of these two ways. The first way is, I'm tired of y'all teaching y'all pets how to do these little nasty dances because they be watching y'all. Your pet's watching you like your children watch you. So be mindful of that when you dropping it low and spreading it wide for the rest of the world. Take a look at this mess.
Get him up. Get it.
Then when you be taking your dog to the vet because he got a slip disc.
Right.
Be bitching about that $1,000 cross.
Because you sitting up here, gotta doing all this thing on popping and locking. Just absolutely crazy. Stop doing that shit in front of your pets. Pets trying to imitate you and do what you do, dropping it low and spreading it wide. That's just crazy. Also, it is not just, the pet type of animal that is doing this. We have wild animals. So make sure, fellas, get your, your little whatever you need to do to make sure you stay focused and attentive during this time. And don't be like some of these laughing hyenas out there take a look. I'm trying to figure out who got the bigger belly. She does or him? So the lesson is here. Please make sure you do not have weak sauce. Please make sure that you are very equipped for the activity you're about to do. You don't want to pass out. That's
Fellas, just know when to tap out.
Know your number.
You're not always ever ready. Maybe when you were 18,
but you're not 18 no more.
No more, and you will never see it again. Memories.
Like the corners of your mind. But anyway, let's get right into it now. From there, let's just shoot on to who said that. All right. So I'll be right back.
Hey, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who has been saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, this is the part of the show where we talk about everything, YouTube stuff, and it's mainly YouTube stuff, movies, anything we're watching that is of interest and entertaining. And the reason why, of course, I call it a bloody bleeding heart special is because it's Valentine's Day. I have on my Ace of Hearts shirt, and the tree of mystical love and light and all that stuff, because there's a lot of dark witchcraft going on these YouTube streets, and I'm trying to figure out who the hell is drinking the Kool-Aid. It's almost like Jim Jones is alive and well, and people are like drinking the Kool-Aid hard as hell. First off, so much stuff. Where to start? Let's just start with the most recent stuff that I can think of off the top of my head that I was watching. Beefing 313, basically discussing Rob Rack's situation. Viewing, I was actually working, kind of listening, but I got a phone call, so I couldn't really listen to the rest of it, so I don't know what the outcome of that is. I would just say at this point, it's jail upon jail. I mean, and again, not wishing that on anyone, but again, we have to, this thing about accountability that we seem to be missing a lot on here, some of us. It's like you gotta take accountability for some of your actions. Like you just do it. Who gets released and then turns right around doing the same stuff that got them kind of in the predicament in the first place, as if the judge does not already have a record of you just showing up there hours before. It may not have been that particular judge, but the judge still gets a record that you just showed up to a courtroom in this area for XYZ. They do get that information. So that is, they are very much aware of this type of stuff. So I don't feel no way about it. Granted, yes, there's another black man being incarcerated. Yeah, I wish you wouldn't have made the decision. But the whole key thing about this is you made that decision. Whether you was inebriated when you made it, you still made the decision. So you got to deal with the consequences. So do I feel some type of way? No, not really. Do I feel some way about Tracy's tears? When people's like, oh, her tears were real because she thought he was going to get killed. Yeah, part of that might be true, but the other part is she knew that some of y'all was going to drop her some cash apps for her tears.
I hope she sent some on his books.
Because right, because the true measure of that is to really know. Oh, you put money on his books, because I'm sure some people make sure he gets this or whatever, But you keeping this because it's again all about the click, the view, and the money. At this point, we already know most of these people do not have other gainful employment, and this is their only thing. YouTube is now taking not only the 30%, they did up the ante to another 40 some odd percent in their cut. So that means less money for you to take home. So of course, now we pulling out all the stops. Now we crying about a man that said you smelled like mustard. What you crying for? You smelled like mustard. He totally degraded you all weekend, and you mean to tell me you still crying because you love and care? Okay. Can we say mental dysfunction? Because nothing about that is really just, I'm not buying it. If it ain't mental dysfunction, it's clearly you're doing this for clicks and views, and there's nothing else to say. Nothing. So there's no way at all. And you cannot have not been not in love that long to allow someone to talk to you like that and treat you that way and think that that is love and affection. Like, you've got to be kidding me. I know people like to have animalistic sex and be treated like just raw animals, but you're not you're not in that regard. Now, if you want to just be treated as a mating tool, then you need to go there. There are people out there, but that is just ridiculous. That's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But again, what do I know? I just talk about politics and my channel is little. But anyway, moving right along from that.
Crying from your soul.
Huh?
I'm just reading Lindsay crying from her soul.
Oh. Yeah, just crying for crying. And some people say, oh, she was wailing and it made me feel away. Yeah, that's what she was hoping for, that you would reach down in your purse, okay, and pay her cousins away, because she don't have no job. She would hang out with stars. But it's crazy. It really is crazy to me. Yes, I totally get it that in this day and age, just like these other stories, that police encounters with us as Black people can be dangerous. Yes. Also, in that same token, though, you already know that you had just dealt in that system for as long as you did, because you did not have the funds to bail yourself out right then and there. So you had to stay the time until they released you on your own, under your own cognizance, because you didn't have the money to just go, bam, take that, I'm out of here. I'm not staying in here another moment. Right, get it. Why would you turn around and do the same shit? And then be on YouTube with the same folks and that was a whole nother thing. But even before I go past that, now I watched the Troy Allen thing from the beginning, right? Even when he recorded the robot man, the Transformer, Optimus Prime, yeah, him. Even when he spoke to him, and he said, Optimus Prime said out of his mouth, "Are you recording this?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Good. So you can have a record, because I don't want nobody," because you know how people say, da, 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 da. Well, good. I'm glad you're recording this and it's recorded. It's a record. But the only reason why you're mad that that was recorded is, or that even mad at Troy, to be honest, is because he was able to make money off of the whole situation. So you're mad that he didn't give you a slice of his cut of what he generated from the clicks and views utilizing this situation. Why should he? And then for you to say, oh, he recorded me without my knowledge, that's bullshit. He has the recording of you saying, hey, man, are you recording this? Because, I just want to make sure it's on the up and up so people know, what's going on, that I'm not shiesty or being crooked. And I'm paraphrasing when I said that, but clearly that's what he said in so many words. Yeah, you're being recorded, and yeah, you are okay with it until you realize that he was gaining all these subscribers and the views were getting in the thousands. Then all of a sudden it's, whoa, I ain't gonna get a piece of that. Bullshit. Come on, y'all. Like, everybody's utilizing this for clicks and views. Now, anybody who's taking any kind of how to act or conduct yourself in front of police, in front of somebody who looks like Vic Damone, be prepared to go to jail. Okay? Because that gentleman, yeah, there's no way. Okay? Be prepared to go to jail. Because you're going. You're going. That's just it. I'm done. That's it. That's it. I only have nothing else to say. But I just feel like that whole attack on then coming after Troy and then going, oh, well, you kind of inserted yourself. Yeah, we all kind of do. We all give commentary on the bullshit that goes on. So, I mean, he did. You know, granted, he reached out to the family. Granted, a lot of people wouldn't do it. I personally wouldn't have done it either. But there are people on YouTube who do that now. They reach out to people in people's circles to find out information about them. I've known plenty of people that have done it to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that my people have come back to me and said, this person tried to befriend me, asked me if I know. Like, who's doing that? So let's not act like people out here don't do that. And for someone trying to, I guess, seeing himself as being a black man and trying to make sure at least that he's not done dirty because of how the situation happened, he decided to kind of reach out and do something different. Okay, sue the man. Granted, again, not something I would do, but I don't see any fault in it. But then to make it seem like he did something wrong, it was like, why are we doing that? Why are we doing this? Because at first everybody was all, gun ho with it. He called him, he put money on the books to tell him, hey, give me a call. He didn't have to do that. He did not have to call the man. He could have sat there and not called anybody or just called his family members and left it alone. But he decided to reach out to the man and give the man instructions to call this one so he can get in touch with that one. So, I mean, come on, y'all. Give it up. But anyway, I'm done with that. And I'm good. I'm done this time. Anything you want to add? Because I'm not going to talk about. Okay, great. So move right on from that. Now let's get into this. Okay.
Oh, before you get into it, sir, I'm going to have to dip.
Okay. So, no.
Okay. You carry on. Take your time. I'll watch the rest later.
No problem.
Good night, everybody. Everybody have a safe and loving Valentine's Day and enjoy yourselves.
Alrighty.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. All right. And so, yeah, I just don't get it. So then with that, let's get into this whole return of the icon, otherwise known as VS, and this whole her unearthing all of these things that have was behind the scenes, below the belt, below whatever, 3 years ago, prior to the whole situation happening. Now, we all were around to see all that. We kind of sort of didn't know, of course, the ins and outs of a lot of the situations, and some we knew exactly what was going on. We knew some of the undercover behind the scenes stories. And lo and behold, now 3 years later, everything is coming out. Now, what makes me laugh in a lot of this to myself is how quickly somebody is once kissing the crack of someone's ass, so much so that their breath smells like shit, right? Till a couple of days after, everything changes. It's just so it's like the weather. It's like how the weather is now when you're like, global warming is really, it's some real shit. That you start looking at people like that. Like just 8 days ago, was it? When VS returned, it was, oh, welcome back, icon. Welcome back. And then we went from that to, don't nobody go, I rebuke you. I rebuke you in the name. Beef sector, stand up. We need to stand together and not let somebody come in and rip us apart. I was like, is we giving a sermon on the mountaintop? What are we doing? What are we doing? I didn't understand. But just a few days ago, before your stuff got exposed and before it became clear that you were the one that actually got this shit rolling with all this child predator bullshit, right? It's funny how we, try to divert the whole subject and everything. It's very telling how a lot of these people love to move the goalposts to something else, because I could have sworn years and years ago that everything was all roads lead to Baltimore, all roads lead to Baltimore, everything leads to this person named Sean Bradley. And then my curiosity is, who is this Sean Bradley that this person keeps talking about? Who is this person? And then, of course, like everybody does, when you hear somebody's name mentioned all the time, you start to go do your research and find that person for yourself, because hell, you want to know, what the hell did this person do that this person is so mad at this person? Like, what did you do? So then, me being the person that I am, when I actually get the opportunity to ask the question, what the fuck did you do? That's exactly what I asked. What did you do? And you realize the person didn't do nothing. You hear the story and you kind of connect it to maybe something, a situation you've gone through, and you're like, well, you didn't really do nothing. You didn't do nothing secretly. Whatever you said it publicly. You said it for everybody to hear, and it wasn't no ill will nowhere. But again, you can't make somebody feel how you would feel in a situation, and I get that. So if a person could take something that I may say negatively, think it's about them, or think it, cool, I get that. But as an adult, you feel like you say something, you speak, you whatever. You just don't act a fucking fool and say things that are so life-changing about someone that it's ridiculous. I think that whole thing of calling someone a child molester, especially that whole thing that they hold over people who are in the LGBT community as being child molesters or P's or whatever, all that stuff is totally crazy, unnecessary, and not warranted. Now, if that's what you do, then yeah, you deserve that. But I really just think that that's just something that should not be tolerated. And everybody should be standing up against stuff like that when it is said and placed on people unwarranted that we have no record of, right? With that said, I'm so sick of people not just standing in their shit, right? Because honestly, to be very truthful, this didn't have to be this whole big bloody couple of days that it's been, and people standing on mountaintops preaching about shit that I'm not gonna be moved, and you're not gonna move me, and I's gonna be here, and my peoples is gonna be here, and my blood is gonna be here, because I's free from you, giving us Amistad 2.0. We didn't need that, because what could have happened 3 years ago is you could have said your shit. You could have said that shit 3 years ago, but you didn't. Because then she would have nothing on you. But she watched you. She watched you for 3 years, not say nothing about it, not even mention it. And she just, okay, don't say nothing. That's okay. And it was real smooth. This whole thing has been real smooth. I give it to her. She's been cutting y'all throats right like while she partying with y'all, almost like Lestat. Just hanging out with you, and you thinking, oh, it's all good in here. We chilling, and hey, welcome back. And you at the party, and she just come right behind you and just right in your throat. You sitting there bleeding, just blood pouring out. You ain't even see it coming. And I just feel like this is what's happening. Everybody's getting that slow death, that slit your wrist and watch your blood just pour out nice and slow. All because of you wanting to keep a secret that was bullshit. And granted, I get it. People on here always talk about, oh, it's the beef sector. This is what we do. It's the beef sector. This is what we do. Yeah, if you're just talking about the person and their physical attributes and things of that nature, when you start going after people's lives and trying to destroy their lives because someone who actually started a whole situation, calling you gator crop and talking about how you were in Vegas and telling other people how you were in Vegas that were not in Vegas, and you don't want to go after that person, it's called deflecting. And you chose to deflect. And your deflection left you in a pile where you're at right now. And yeah, you can talk about, oh, I'm not that person no more. Y'all not going to keep holding me to my past. Y'all not going to keep holding me to my past. But we're not the ones holding you to your past. You are. And you holding yourself to your past because you're not being truthful and admitting your past. That's the problem. It's just that easy. Because had you admitted this years ago, she would have nothing over you and she would have no power on you. But you never did. And so she used it. And she ain't done. She not done, not by a long shot. She not done at all. And I'm just sitting back watching. Not a fan of it, but it is what it is. Because it's funny. People all on the bandwagon when it's somebody else's and you're putting all kinds of emojis. I heard you was putting wheelchair emojis and all types of shit. Honey, they didn't have wheelchairs when you was working the plantations. So I'm surprised you even know about that. But I find it funny. I really do. I really find it funny. How much? Oh, yeah. Welcome back, icon. Welcome back. To get dragged across the streets by the same person you welcomed back and was all in the comments, all praising. Bullshit. Total bullshit. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. It's totally funny. Utterly funny to see these people run and scary and then, oh, we're going to support her. We're going to stand by her. Just a second ago, she was, we cool. We good. Really? Are you? It's funny to see. It's really funny to see. Really, really funny. I just can't wait to see what's next. I feel like Celie after she went to go make Suge some food. I want to see what the colors gonna be. I'm just waiting to see what bloody massacre is about to be next. Just waiting to see it. Just waiting to see it. And all the players that it includes. Just waiting to see it. It's been fun. It really has been fun and entertaining to watch. I tell you that much. Because all these people had, so much to say. Then that's funny too. Like when the situation happened, everybody was in shock, but a lot of people had stuff to say. Like when people, it was almost like the Bible, that Peter moment when people were like, hey, don't you know Jesus? I don't know that nigga. I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah, no, I seen you with Jesus. Nah, you ain't seen me with no Jesus. I don't know him. Nah, that nigga been with Jesus. I seen him. I don't know who you're talking about. It was just like that with a lot of them. It was like, no, I don't deal with no TLCC. I don't know what you're talking about. And then all of a sudden now it's like, surprise. Oh yeah, we always been down. Come on, please. Y'all was so like, oh no, I'm not doing this. I don't know. No, I was never on that. I was never scared of her. I was never. I didn't do none of that stuff. I wasn't doxing people. Now you come to find out. You find out who was doing the doxing, who was giving out the documents, who was giving out people's information, and you're just like, oh, come on, y'all. Seriously? Again, had y'all been up front and told your dirt 3 years ago, there would be nothing to expose. It's just that simple. You kind of put yourselves out there, holding your little secrets, and they caught up with you. That's all it is. They caught up with you. And now they biting you in your ass. Whether it's a big ass, little ass, no ass, flat ass, it's biting. It's like a termite. And she ain't gonna stop biting. Why? Because at this point, you're vulnerable. You are. Because the reality is, some people looking at you like, some of your core supporters. Can I really trust that person? I thought they was better than that. I thought they was changed. And you can't change someone's opinion of you once somebody else has, deferred it. I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. Y'all do it all the time without facts or receipts. Oh, I did. Oh, I seen this. Oh, that. And people believe it. Hell, people still talking about something. Oh, peg leg. Like, what do you mean, peg leg? Huh? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Where'd you even get that from? But again, people believe what they want to believe, child. And continue. Please believe it. Please believe it. But know that it happens for everybody. So when stuff starts coming around and who created that? Who started that? All it took is somebody with no facts. And now you're in the situation that you're in. So we're just enjoying. And we as in the viewing public. And yes, it is on YouTube, so everybody can view it and talk about it. I know some people don't like that, and they feel like, oh, no, you can't talk about it. No, it's on here. So we're going to talk about it. So good luck with that. And yeah, I'm sitting back watching. Other than that, that's about it. What I'm watching, The Last of Us, the HBO Max. The Last of Us, definitely a good show. So definitely check it out if you can. What else? The 1419 Project. Definitely a good show to check out. And 1619 Project. What am I saying? The 1619 Project. And what else? I think that's it. That is it for right now that I can think of. But definitely 2 shows to definitely check out. Yeah, what goes around? Yes, my 2 cents. What goes around comes around. And that's just the fact of the matter. Like, karma is a crazy bitch, and she will come after whom she wants to, when she wants to. And you don't have no time or date of when she's going to come. Because what's going to be interesting is to find out who the real John Gacy is. That's going to be the real tea. Who is the real John Gacy? Who is the real person that was in the crosshairs of being exposed about whatever might have been happening in the words of Kwani, in their domicile? What was happening in their domicile with that was inappropriate? That's going to be the real interesting nuggets that I'm just going to be all ears for, because it's always fun when the rabbit has the gun. It's always fun. Let's see. He said, check out the trailer for okay. We'll do that. But yeah. I mean, JC, I don't know, but it's fun to watch. I give you that. It is fun to watch. I've enjoyed everybody's commentary on the bits and pieces and the stuff going on around here. I think it's quite interesting, and I just enjoyed it. And yeah, so that's about it. I've enjoyed my Valentine's Day with you beautiful people, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the time spending likewise with you. And enjoy your Valentine's Day. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. It's the night still young. Granted, I had to work in the morning, so there wasn't too much happening. So I'll probably do something probably this weekend. But I'm just chilling. Really just chilling and enjoying. So hopefully you guys had a great Valentine's Day, and you continue to have a great Valentine's Day. Thank you all for being here, and doing what you do. And until next time and next Tuesday, I wish you all a great night. Peace, love, and hair grease. Stay focused. Stay masked up, because COVID is still out there. So please don't sleep. And just stay safe. All right. And until next time, God bless. Peace.